Is the banking crisis over? Well, in the first place, there wasn't really any banking crisis. It was just some manipulators who caused some bank runs in some of these community banks and some of these regional banks. We know all of them, and indeed, in some cases, there were conflicts of interest, and these short sellers and manipulators took advantage of all of those things, and caused the failure of three banks, which are Silicon Valley and Silicon Valley and Signature Bank, as well as First Republic. These are the three banks that have failed so far. First Republic was acquired by JP Morgan, as you probably know very well. But that is not really a banking crisis. It was just a market manipulation that occurred. Indeed, the value of these are regional and community banks. They are even bigger than those of some of those banks in 2008. But the 2008 and 2023, they are, those are totally different times. This is not the same thing. What happened in 2008 was a bank-wide, a global decay. All the banks were doing the same thing, buying and trading the same assets. But this is totally different. So in any case, it seems some of these regional banks, especially you can see this the KRE, it's an ETF, and the QABA, they seem to be bottoming. They may have been bottoming. They may have bottomed, but it may be a false one, because we have seen that before. We saw what seemed like we can clearly see there was a false bottom sometime early this month. As of Thursday, we saw a bottom for QABA, and it spiked and got the resistance around $37.46, and has continued to retrace. And yesterday again, it spiked to 36.35. So if it doesn't continue, it doesn't spike above this 10-day moving average of its 10-day moving average, maybe we may see yet more retracements. But some experts are saying that a bottom may have been reached. Maybe just an interim, a very short-term bottom. There are, how would I put it now? The manipulators are still in effect. They still want the recession to, the US economy to go into recession. They want a global recession. All of these things. So that's how some people make money. So they are, they are gingering everything up. And they are, they are influencing the media. If in fact some quarters of the media are also like that, in that space of sentiment. So in any case, that's what's going on. It's just market manipulation. That is what we are looking at right now. There wasn't really any. Indeed, some of these banks, yes, they borrowed short and didn't invest wisely in that regard. So yes, they did some bad, not very wise things. Not the best business strategies. They didn't have them as such, but it wasn't such that they would decay like this. It wasn't such that this sort of thing happened to them that happened to them. So like I said earlier on, short sellers, they took advantage of that and made a meal of all of those things. So we seem to be seeing a bottom for QABA, and let's quickly have a look and see whether we are seeing the same thing with KRE. Okay, we're also seeing the same thing. They just like QABA, it had a false bottom, so a false bottom as of the same day as well, Thursday the 4th of May, and yesterday the 15th, it's also rebounding as well. Okay, so but in any case, you can also do your research, and find out some of the individual stocks in some of these ETFs. So the KRE is from Spdr, and some of its top 10 holdings includes NYCB, MTB, RF, CFG, HBN, and ZIO and Zion Bangkok. That's I think quite a popular one. I used to trade that before some time ago. Okay, so as it concerns QABA, you can also find its top 10 holdings, QABA. Let's find out what it is, what the top 10 holdings for QABA are. We don't have that. I think we have it. Let's see. Yeah, so the top 10 holdings, CBS, HBO, KF. So go ahead and look at all of these individual stocks and see whether you can try them out and see whether you can trade them individually. So actually, that's regarded that's called ETF hacking. When you pick these individual ETFs and trade them on their own, you're hacking them. There's a good chance you can make more money trading the ETF alone. But if you trade the individual ones, there's a good chance fairly good chance that you might actually make more money. But the problem there is that if you don't have up to 25,000 in your account, then it's going to take you a long time to open those trades. So you just make the most of what you have, and see how you're going to go about it. But in any case, the point of this video is that there seems to be a sentiment that banking stocks, regional and community banks, they seem to be bottoming. But we also saw that we've seen a rejection. We saw as it concerns the KRE, we saw a couple of rejections, a couple of them, of late, a couple of them, but since that time it has continued to retrace. So that's on the technical side of it all. But for the mental side of things, there are some manipulation definitely going on with all of these things. So they may continue to force down the market. They may try to continue to sell the negative sentiments so that their short trades will continue to remain good. So on the other hand, we can quickly have a look and see where FRCB, First Republic is. First Republic. Okay, it's consolidating now trading at 0.8513. Yes, that's where it is right now, currently trading. Okay, no, trading at $0.37. That's where it is right now. So lost 5.48%. Okay, so see what you make of all of these, and thank you very much for watching this video.